So today we're visiting the William Jack Hernandez sports fishing hatchery here in Anchorage, Alaska. And this is ran by the Alaska Fish and Game department. And what they do is they ensure that Alaska has a healthy stock of salmon and other sports fish, and they do that by ensuring that there's adequate supplies of these sports fish that are introduced into the streams and rivers of Alaska. So anyway, we'll go inside and we'll take a look at the operation and what they do here at the hatchery. So here's the showcase that shows some of the fish found here in Alaska stream and rivers. And what we see here is some trout, some Arctic char, and let's see, yeah, and that's about it. There's some Arctic char, very similar to salmon. So we'll head on upstairs and take the view from the top down to the holding tank.
Stock location after 1 year at sea. The other 3 species reared are stocked into landlocked lakes. These include rainbow trout, Arctic char, and Arctic grayling. These fish are stocked as either fingerling, which are 2 to 5 inches, or catchables, which are 7 to 14 inches. To raise so many fish through multiple different life stages, the hatchery is divided into 6 distinct areas. The broodstock area, which houses adult rainbow trout and Arctic char. The incubation area, where all fertilized eggs develop. The startup rearing area, where all newly hatched fish begin to swim and feed. The catchable area, where fish move once they outgrow the small startup tanks. The Chinook smolt area, where over 2 million juvenile Chinook salmon grow. And finally, the coho smolt area, where nearly 1 million juvenile coho salmon grow.
Nestled along the banks of Ship Creek in downtown Anchorage, Alaska, is one of the United States' largest and most sustainable sport fish hatcheries.
Built in 2011, the William Jack Hernandez Sport Fish Hatchery raises over 4 million fish per year to.
So here's a view of some of the holding tanks that are used to raise and to fertilize the fish that are processed through this hatchery. Right now they're currently not being used, as I've guessed they just restock some of the lakes and streams right now. But there are over 100 of these tanks, so they may not be used all at the same time, but at various times throughout the year. So right below you see this holding tank that is currently active. Actually, these 3 tanks right now are currently active, and they hold Chinook salmon, better known as the king salmon. So here are more active tanks, and these two tanks in front of us, they're holding rainbow trout right now. So this area is called the food distribution center. And what it is this is where the food that is used to feed the fishes here at the hatchery is held. And this is a display of the variety of salmon that is here naturally in Alaska. The top fish being the Chinook salmon, or commonly known as the king. And this one here is the Kovo salmon, which is commonly known as silver. This is the pink salmon, which is commonly known as a humpy. This is a chum salmon, which is commonly known as a dog. And the sockeye salmon, which is commonly known as a red. For me personally, I prefer the sockeye salmon, the red, the best. But the salmon that tops the list and the most expensive one is what you see up there, the king salmon. Here are also some other species of fish that is found here in Alaska. The Dolly Varden, which is that right there. And you have the burbot, the rainbow trout, and steelhead, cutthroat trout, the Arctic grayling, lake trout, and the Arctic char. So these holding tanks here are holding Arctic char right now. And that feed that you see on top of these tanks is where came from the food distribution center that we just saw earlier. So now we'll go outside and we'll see the type of operation that goes on in the exterior of the hatchery. So what you see ahead of us are some of the trucks that are used to transport the fish out to the various lakes and streams and rivers. And then what you see there underneath that, those tents are broodstock, and this is their holding ponds. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'll hand it right back.
There you go. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Hope it turns out cool.
Okay, thank you. So that was a hatchery technician that was nice enough to pan the fish in the holding pond. Thank you, thank you for doing that for us. So what you see ahead of us is it's a fish ladder. So this is where the fish will come in from the ocean, and they'll try to make it up the creek here and go past that ladder to spawn. It may it's pretty noisy here, so sound might get a little muffled. But every now and then you might be able to see a salmon trying to hop up there on that ladder. And let's get a little closer, and you can actually see some of the salmon that has already kind of spawned out, and they're probably just getting ready to die. So you can see right here at the edge of the creek, there's some salmon there. That salmon that's kind of reddish in color. It's been a while now since it's been out of the salt water, and that's what causes the discoloration in the fish. They'll become, the more red they become, the more rotted they are. So there are some fresh looking fish right there. They still haven't taken on the red color, but yeah. Oh, there you go. There's a few more. I can see some out there. Oh yeah. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed this video of the hatchery, and we'll see you in the next video.